You can spot me in the city building lobby with a sawed-off shot. He's screaming, drop it, this a robbery.
The rematch with Thurman, who still has belts, or Spence, who a lot of people still are regarding as the guy at 47.
I mean, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford have to fight.
You feel like they have to fight to prove that they're at the top.
And if they said, I mean, not at the top, but best fight the best. And that's the fight that people want to see, right?
What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. I wanted to talk to you guys about who's the best in the welterweight class. Much love to Seconds Out, Radio Raheem, for that interview. Please follow him. Danny Garcia, you know, in that little piece, he said something extremely interesting. When Radio Raheem asked him, removing himself from the welterweight class, who does he consider the top dog? He said, well, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford should fight each other. He said as far as the demand go, they should fight each other because he understands that perception is reality. So what I like to do with this video is see if I can back him. That Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is at the top of the division, especially with Keith Thurman holding so many belts. So you have the WBA, you have the WBC, you have the WBO, and you have the IBF. A lot of times people want to say, hey, which belt is the championship belt? Which one is the main belt? Which piece of hardware is the most important? Which is the most valuable belt based on who was holding it and who got beat out of the belt? Which road was the toughest? Floyd Mayweather, he was pretty much holding all the belts, right? Floyd Mayweather, when he left the game, it was kind of like, you know, he pulled a Sonic hitting a spike. You know what I'm saying? All the belts went flying out. Okay. The WBA went to Keith Thurman. The WBC belt, Danny Garcia ended up getting his hands on that. I think he fought the Ghost for that or something like that, but it was vacant. WBO, Pacquiao was holding that, and the IBF, Sean Porter got his hands on that. At that point, to me, all belts are equal. All the belts flew out of Floyd Mayweather's hands, and it went all over the welterweight division. It's all equal to me at that point. With Keith Thurman holding the belt, Danny Garcia holding the belt, Sean Porter holding the belt, and Manny Pacquiao holding the belt, there's no champion above all. Danny Garcia loses to Keith Thurman. So Keith Thurman beats Danny Garcia for the WBC belt. That gives prestige to the WBC belt. Kell Brook, he beats Sean Porter for the IBF belt. That gives the prestige to the IBF belt. The WBC belt and the IBF belt are the two belts that's really holding the most prestige right at that point. Then Jeff Horn beats Pacquiao, which, I mean, look. Okay. He was robbed. But either way, Jeff Horn has the belt, so screw it. Jeff Horn with some prestige, holding the WBO belt, beating Manny Pacquiao. You have Keith Thurman holding the WBC and the WBA, but the WBC belt is really the one that I give value to. Kell Brook holding the IBF belt. Kell Brook meets Errol Spence. Errol Spence stops him to get the IBF belt. You have the IBF belt, who went from Sean Porter to Kell Brook, now to Errol Spence. That belt right there, for me, is the most valuable belt. He defended that belt, Errol Spence, against Lamont Peterson. So now that IBF belt is even more valuable. So for me, the IBF belt is that hardware. Whoever holds that IBF belt did some work, okay, and is deserving to be seen as on the top of the hill. Now, you have the WBO belt. That belt is held by Jeff Horn. If Terrence Crawford beats Jeff Horn, then for me, Terrence Crawford and Keith Thurman is on the same level. Value to me isn't how many belts, it's the quality of the belts. Keith Thurman holding that WBC and beating Danny Garcia for it, that's quality. As of right now, Keith Thurman and Terrence Crawford, if Terrence Crawford beats Jeff Horn, they're about equal. And honestly, Jeff Horn beating Pacquiao and then Terrence Crawford beating Jeff Horn. Hey, look, you may want to have the WBO belt over the WBC belt. So I got the IBF belt, the WBO belt right now at the moment, the WBO belt and the WBC belt as being equal. Hey, perception is reality at this point. Keith Thurman, with him being not as active, people see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence as the top, though Terrence Crawford hasn't had one fight at 147. People are kind of looking into the future. He is recognized as somebody that's in a top 3 pound for pound fighters in the game. Go and collect that WBO belt from Jeff Horn. Sean Porter not holding anything. Danny Garcia not holding anything. Both of them losing to Keith Thurman are on the outside looking in. So Danny Garcia is absolutely right. The top of the weight class, though he feels that he's the man and he should, he's a fighter. The top of the weight class is Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Who has the best resume? That's where Keith Thurman comes in. Because Keith Thurman beat Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman is holding the resume right now. I think Errol Spence is holding the perception. And also, I think he's holding a belt that I value the most. And if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. And if you disagree with me, comment. ShowBizz the adult. I'm out.
Everybody put your hands up. Tell your mom to put her hands up.